don't know.
But you had started off by saying that, we should be worried. But should we really want those weak ass men?
But see, they're not weak men, and that's the thing. Why would you consider them being weak?
Stop.
What else I want to say about this? Okay, I want to. So, I want to address the passport bro situation again. I'll bring this up.
I'm over y'all.
I'm
over y'all.
I don't think you should be over us. I think going back to the conversation that we've been having before, I think that it's a very important topic that I think women should be aware of, and they may not, and they may feel like they don't care about, but I think it's something that they should be worried about, because if there's already a shortage of men in the United States who are willing to settle down in court, it's shrinking more with this new surge of passport bros. Mm-hmm. Like, now, passport bros is not a new thing at all. Mm-hmm. This has been going on for decades and decades. And you can just look at a lot of military people. They end up settling with...
My brother.
They end up settling with foreign women. And you got to think why. Because they're already traveling. They get to experience these women. And they end up... You know what I mean? But in recent times, it's starting to become louder and stuff like that, because I had this conversation earlier. As black people, whenever we get something, we're loud about it. Mm-hmm. Like, and it gets demonized too. Like, when, other people have been doing this forever, but when we start talking about it, it either gets demonized or we're just really, really loud about it. So when that happens, it can kind of come off as he did. It can come off a way. My only issue is when it comes to passport bros, I don't think that people really know what the full definition is. Some people look at it as just sex tourism. Some people look at it as them trying to find, just a woman, you know what I mean, that they can court with or whatever. So I think it's a little mixture of both. You know what I mean? You definitely got the people who are going out there looking just to have sex with beautiful women, and then you have the people who are actually looking to just a feminine, submissive woman that will follow that person's program. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And a lot of men, it's a big community. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I didn't realize how big it was until I started looking. I was just like, oh, it's a lot of y'all. And they're all over the world. You know what I mean? Because it's not like it's just in Colombia or DR or Brazil, but it's in Africa, it's in Asia, it's in Europe. It's literally on every continent. And it's just like, wow, these men, whatever your preference is, you can go get it. Mm-hmm. And it's an abundance. It's all right. I'm gonna tell you guys, I did pre-gaming. I did the Tinder thing, right? Before I went to Kenya. If I show you all of my matches, it's disgusting. I ain't gonna lie. The amount of
you had your way with that.
The amount of likes and stuff like that is ridiculous. And then on top of that, I got back home. I just happened to pull up my Bumble. Mm-hmm. It was over 700 likes, and I was just there for a week. 700.
You said it's millions of people over there.
Yeah, 700 plus likes. Like, that's insane. I didn't do anything, any changes to my profile. I didn't let them know I'm American coming to nothing. It was just, that's how. So it's like, okay, when you have that many options, and they're willing to, it's tough, man. It's tough for somebody who is, that reaches a certain level and stuff like that, and then could go find these kind of women who are just going to be on the program, and then know what I mean. So I don't know.
But you had started off by saying that we should be worried. But should we really want those weak ass men?
But see, they're not weak men, and that's the thing. Why would you consider them being weak? Some people might consider them as being intelligent.
Because for sure, there are good women here in America. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree with that.
That's the reason why I feel like a lot of the time. I'm not saying this for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm saying. I don't have anything against people wanting to go out of their way to find somebody somewhere else. I actually don't mind it whatsoever. But it just sounds like to me, you're weak. You couldn't find nothing here, so you're going out your way.
Or they might be going in their way. It's hard. What if it's harder to find those women here? If the whole culture is...
We had this... I feel like I stand on what I say. I feel like all the good... Even men, good men and women are around. They just don't want those ones. You can find what you're looking for. You can find beautiful women. I just feel like some people, and they're not courageous enough. Some people don't even want to approach women anymore. And just for me dating outside of my race, I think I had told you this, like, even with dating guys outside of my race, I can be way more vulnerable with them than I can with black men.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's probably what they feel as well. Like, they're here, you just don't have the courage.
Yeah, but there's some men who might have had that courage and then might have got Me Too'd, or might have got, like, they might have, like, tried to approach a woman and then try to say, like, well, this person, you know, and then false allegations and all this kind of stuff. Like, men have to worry about certain things. They can lose their whole livelihoods, their jobs, their everything.
You have that same exact risk when you leave the country.
Nah, it's different. Like, because the women, it's not, there's no incentive to do that to a man, because it's nothing's going to happen. Like, where here, if you're working at a job and you find a girl attractive and then you try to ask her out, now that whole workspace is awkward. You know what I mean? Or she can try to say something about you or whatever. It
is inappropriate, though. You shouldn't be trying to talk to your coworker. That is, fraternizing is inappropriate at all levels.
But how do humans interact? You know what I mean? If it's not going to be online, then it has to be in person. And where are most people meeting in person? It's the workplace. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you find somebody that you like, it damn near has to be the woman to approach you to make it not awkward or uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So that takes away from the man wanting to be.
This is new information for me. So men are approaching women because they're scared to be Me Too.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Absolutely. There's absolutely. There are men who are afraid of being Me Too. There's a lot of people who've gotten in trouble, who lost their job, who lost their living, lost everything because they got Me Too. Or they might have came off as being too aggressive or too masculine or too whatever. And it could have been true, it could have not been true, but regardless of the case, it does happen. And so that does prevent a lot of men from wanting to do that. I still think that men should code approach, especially like in certain environments. Like if you're going out like to a club or a nightlife, something like that, then I think that that's fine. But like not every man feel comfortable enough to do it. Like if you were at a coffee shop or the mall or something like that, it's not as common anymore to do that. It's more common to find people off of a Hinge or a Tinder or something like that now.
Right. But that doesn't make it right. That still it is what it is, though. And still, no, not all women are like, it's not that many women Me Too. And I feel like that's a certain class of women. I feel like they like what they like, which is the bad bitch. That bad bitch aesthetic is going to throw you off when you know that not all of them, because it's a lot of beautiful, intelligent bad bitch, like all of that. But for the most part, a lot of these women, these girls are not women. And they just putting on an aesthetic, but they don't really live that internally, at home, none of that. And y'all gotta be able to, y'all really gotta get past that booty. Y'all just be looking at ass.
We don't be chasing the bad bitches like y'all think we be doing.
And then don't be them regular girls Me Tooing y'all like that. Don't sit there and fake like that. Do not sit there and fake like that. It do not be the regular girls. The equivalent to what y'all going over there, y'all getting regular homey good girls over there in Kenya that's all feminine. That's here. Y'all not going for them.
But this is the thing. I'm talking about for average man. I'm not necessarily talking about myself. Like I don't feel like I had an issue, because at the end of the day, it could be two different men saying the same thing to a girl, but if she finds a person attractive, it's cool. But if the other person is not attractive, then it's creepy. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like that. But there's no way for that man to know if he's attracted to that woman or not, unless, you know what I mean, she gives him some play. So, yeah. Anyway, say all this to say, I support the Passport Bro movement. Shout out to y'all niggas. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I see y'all niggas are smart. I ain't gonna lie. You like, if you can't find it here, find it somewhere. And I think if women had that opportunity, they'll do the same thing. But the women's best opportunity is in the United States to find mostly what they want. All right.
Top hill, top hill, top hill. Hell no. Top